For me, when we talk about the traditional PD experience, it's very superficial. It's kind of one-off. It's a drive-by experience. And so a PLC is the opposite of all of those things. A PLC is depth.
My first thought about PLCs was that, oh no.
Then I had the opportunity to tell them, I'm not here to make you change what you're doing. We don't have a prescribed curriculum. There's some different skill sets that we want to try to develop to make sure that we're all on the same page. But really, I'm here to facilitate a think tank so that every wonderful thing that each of you are doing can be shared with each other, so that different teachers can learn about the strategies that other teachers are using, so that as we adjust instruction, curriculum, assessments together, we're making sure that we're really supporting students to be prepared for the new Common Core standards, for more rigorous assessments, and that we know that they're leaving us as prepared as we could possibly make them.
So I was not excited about it, and it's been awesome for us, and I mean that seriously. We've used the time we've done a lot of really good things that we would have never done had we not had PLCs.
I think in the past we had lots of data. We just didn't necessarily know how to make it more cohesive and more meaningful at a classroom level.
And so when we really started to get in the wireless generation coaches, they began to say, wow, that's really different from what we've done in the past.
I think the wireless generation coach brought more structure to our PLCs, making us look at data, but also making us look at data in different ways.
In the matter of a year and a half that I've been here, it's 180-degree difference from where we were.
I now, because of PLCs, have a better understanding of student strengths and weaknesses that I never had before.
The data is really causing teachers not only to change their thinking, but it changed their instructional practice every day.
I think in the past, teachers were in private practice, and this has really taken down those walls.
It's made us closer as a community because we all have some stake in it, and I think we all feel a certain amount of responsibility that we didn't necessarily have before.
We hear this from principals all the time. Teachers are not bringing problems to the administration now. They're bringing an awareness of problems that may have existed, and here's how we solved it. So it's really starting to shift a culture in a school to all of us owning what happens.
And now we actually have ongoing PLC. We have PLC in the hallway. We are constantly discussing what's going on. How did the students do on this assessment versus that assessment?
And having the data coaches is just so beneficial because it's guided us. Now, are we ready to move on? Are we going to be okay without, a wireless generation data coach next year? I'm sure we will, because I think we've had an awesome exposure to it and what you're supposed to do.
Our data coach has become part of our Mariner family.
It's been wonderful to see kind of the paradigm shift that's occurring with teachers across the state.
One of the things that I'm taking away from this project is a renewed optimism of the power of public education.
This makes your job meaningful. And I feel like when I go home at night, I feel like, I did something, as opposed to I worked today.
Most, if not all, of our schools, and certainly all of our districts, saw some pretty impressive gains in student achievement last year. And in every single case, PLCs and the work going on in those PLCs were named as either the key driver or one of the key drivers of those student achievement gains.